We need to provide every incentive possible for people to be vaccinated.
Well, there's news this morning that COVID vaccines could be suspended for all age groups in America.
It's too little, too late. He wanted more. More and sooner. He said...
We encourage people to be vaccinated with whatever vaccines are available. It is safe.
That's misinformation.
Of course, some of the vaccine hesitancy came about due to...
All these reports on the internet about fit and healthy people just dropping down with heart issues.
It is safe.
One of the problems with COVID-19 was that we didn't have the extent of the trials in the kids' population before we said the vaccine could be rolled out. And of course, there were a number of countries that didn't roll out COVID-19 vaccine, I think with some justification in their child population.
We need Australians to get vaccinated. It is safe.
The Daily Mail is reporting that several experts poised for top jobs in the US Health Agency subscribe to the idea that vaccines are causing widespread side effects and deaths.
Experts say the best way to mitigate future outbreaks is by keeping up with vaccination.
We need Australians to get vaccinated. It is safe. As a Prime Minister, I understand the responsibility to make sure that misinformation isn't got out there. I noticed...
I had my fingers crossed.
Dr. Jay Bhattacharya, who has been nominated to lead the National Institute of Health, has backed a petition calling for the mRNA vaccine to be paused and retested. Now, how a ban would be implemented is not exactly clear at this stage, but we know, of course, that vaccines have saved millions of lives.
What if I get sick from a colleague here that's unvaccinated, even though I'm vaccinated?
Google it, mate.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
It's just science, eh?
Mind-blowing, isn't it?
We know, of course, that vaccines have saved millions of lives, but they've also caused injury.
It is safe.
As the New York Times reports today, there's an article that says that scientists describe rare syndrome following COVID vaccines that explains a new study which has found that shots may have led to a constellation of side effects that includes fatigue, exercise intolerance, brain fog and dizziness, which is being referred to as post-vaccination syndrome.
It is safe.
Just how common are these cardiac arrests on the footy field?
I've never heard of it. What is it?
Nat, stop it.
Our priority has been to keep Queenslanders safe, and that is exactly what we have done and will continue to do.
Potentially by force.
We have agreed to mandate vaccination.
Remembering, we do not have a mandatory vaccination policy in this country. We do not have that. We are not proposing to have that. That is not changing.
Wake up, sheeple.
How much support is there in the United States for more testings when it comes to COVID vaccines?
Well, certainly it is a very contentious issue over there. I mean, of course, the Biden administration back in 2021 tried to force all workers in the United States to take the vaccine, and that, of course, was then overturned by the Supreme Court.
And rightly so.
So it is politically, philosophically, a very big question in the US.
It's not okay to question a traitor.
That's who I am.
Some doctors think that the COVID vaccines have been oversold, as you just pointed out, including the new head of the health department over there, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Jay Bhattacharya, who will be head of the FDA. So, look, there is some support for pulling them. It's probably a minority of support, I would say. Most people still support them, but if you look at the figures of the uptake of the boosters, it's now very low.
Most people still support them. Most people still support them. Most people still support them. Probably a minority of support, I would say. Most people still support them, but if you look at the figures of the uptake of the boosters, it's now very low.
We need to provide every incentive possible for people to be vaccinated. It is safe. That's just called science and maths.
That is what it is. So, yep.
What could go wrong?
A large number of secret medical experiments.
The problem is we're just going to need so many vaccines.
20% of people roughly have taken the booster. So I think the important issue is that it's just not forced on people. And, you know, thankfully it no longer is.
Yeah, and it comes after Donald Trump banned funding that mandated the COVID jab in schools. We're certainly living in a different time now than we were 5 years ago.
And if you are one of those experts that thought getting vaccinated would somehow protect others, please remember to wear a mask so that the person next to you doesn't die from the horror of looking at your stupid face.